Hello and welcome everybody to this week's academic habits lesson. Today our focus will be on attention, or more specifically something called sustained attention. So let's start by learning what this means. Sustained attention is being able to focus on one person or task for a period of time, even when the task is boring, and it means working to avoid distractions that may get in the way. You're going to notice the word sustained used a lot in this lesson. Sustained is a word that just means over a long period of time. So in this case, paying attention over a long period of time. Now, we have already collected some data on our class's experience with sustained attention, and the data is really interesting. Let's take a look. So over half of us, 53.7% of us, said in our survey at the beginning of the semester that we never or only sometimes stay focused for pretty much an entire class period, know what things distract us and how to avoid them, and have ways to get ourselves back on track when we get bored. Over half of us said that doing those things is a challenge for us in at least one of our classes. And so all three of these are real illustrations and examples of this concept of sustained attention, paying attention over a period of time. You're going to see me talk a lot in this video in this week about the word focus, the word distractions, the word getting back on track. So a snapshot of our class, a couple of folks said that you feel pretty confident with this skill already. So Adrian, Dylan, Iker, Jose, and Daniela, you all reported that sustained attention is a strength of yours. And some other folks of us reported that this is an area where you know you want to improve as a student. So Alex, Giovanna, Ashley, Abigail, Arian, Damien, Isamara, Michaela, these are just some of the folks who said that this idea of focusing, avoiding distractions, and getting yourself back on track, these are things that you'd like to set a goal around and improve. So whether you're on this list or whether you're somewhere in between, we have a lot to practice this week. This is an incredibly important skill, especially with distance learning. So I'm excited to do a little experiment with you today. And then this week, we're going to learn some strategies for how to stay focused for pretty much the entire class period, how to avoid distractions, and how to get ourselves back on track when we feel bored or distracted. So as usual, we're going to start today with a short reading. So I want you to take your packets and please open them to page 88. And you should see a passage there titled All About Sustained Attention. So today we're going to read and listen along to understand our new skill. To think while we read, you're going to do two things, just like normal. You're going to identify roadblocks by marking them with question marks, so get your pencil ready. And you're going to have a task to identify at least one or more golden line, a line that you found powerful or important in this reading. So please be ready to respond to that as well. Okay, so let's get started. Go ahead and read and listen along with me. All about sustained attention. What is sustained attention? Sustained attention is being able to focus on one person or task for a period of time. It includes being able to pay attention even when the task is boring and working to avoid distractions that may get in the way. How sustained attention can help you. Being a good planner can help you in many ways. The first thing is that it reduces anxiety and stress. By paying attention, you can feel confident that you are doing exactly what you are supposed to do. You won't feel lost in class when the teacher calls on you, since you are paying attention. Secondly, it helps increase productivity. If you are paying attention to the task, then you can get things done much quicker. You will be much more productive and able to get your work done. Third, it gives you time for other activities. Since you are paying attention and getting your work done, this will only lead to giving you extra time for preferable activities as soon as your work is complete. And last but not least, sustained attention encourages positive social skills. Paying attention doesn't only apply to academics. Being a good friend also requires that you pay attention when your friends need someone to listen. So take a moment, reread what you have here on page 88, and identify at least one roadblock, something that is a confusion or that brought up a question for you, and identify at least one or more golden lines, something you found powerful or important. And please go ahead and write a response for what those items were. Next, we're going to tackle the question at the bottom of page 88, and we're going to go ahead and answer it in the Edpuzzle. So the question is, from 0 to 10, with 0 being the lowest and 10 being the highest, rate your own sustained attention skills. Why did you score yourself that way? What are some ways you might be able to improve your sustained attention skills? So go ahead and take a minute and metacognitively reflect on how well you think you were able to hold your attention over a sustained period of time this year. All right, everyone. So now we're going to have a little bit of fun with the idea of sustained attention. Today, we're going to be doing an exploratory activity called the home focus experiment. And just like this guy is saying, today we're going to be trying not to get distracted while we complete a task that might seem tedious or boring or difficult. And so here's what's going to happen. I'm going to put a link into this Edpuzzle to an online multiplication quiz. And you're going to have 1 minute and you're going to select all tables. And we are going to test our multiplication tables 1 through 12. And in 1 minute, your challenge will be to answer with mental math, not a calculator, with your brain, as many of these multiplication questions as you possibly can. Now, here's where it gets interesting. We are going to take this quiz in 3 different levels. The first level is what I like to call the no distractions level. So I want you to look around your house and I want you to create the following conditions. The first thing is that you cannot have any kind of video or YouTube present. If you're in a room right now that has a television on or a computer that's playing a movie, please step out of that room and find a space that has no YouTube and no videos. Next, no music. So if you're listening to music right now, please turn it off, put it away. If someone in your room is playing music, I want you to try to find the corner of your house that has no music, no sound, okay? That might even mean going outside. And last but not least, I want you to be in the quietest room you can find. Now, many of us have loud and busy houses, so this might be kind of relative, like relative to the rest of the house, what is the place that has the least amount going on. Okay, so right now, you are going to open up this math quiz and you are going to have 1 minute. You're going to select all tables and then you're going to hit start. And you're going to try to answer as many of these multiplication questions as you can, just using your brain power. Okay, on your mark, get set, go. Now I want you to think, how did that go? Notice your score. Notice your thoughts. How did it feel to be in that space doing that math in this environment? And how successful did you feel at it? Next, we are going to level it up a bit. We are going to do level 2, which I like to call moderate distractions. For moderate distractions, I actually want you to do the opposite of what you did in level 1. So what I need you to do now is I need you to grab your phone or I need you to grab a television and I need you to put on a video that you know will be a distracting video for you. Maybe it's your favorite music video. Maybe it's a series that you watch on television. And I want you to turn up the volume and I want it to be in the same room as you. I know that some of us might not do this normally, but I want you to do it now. I want you to find a video and put it on, okay, with the volume up. I also want you to play music. So if you have headphones in, I want you to open up another tab and I want you to put on Spotify. I want you to put on YouTube, listen to music that you like. And last but not least, I still want you to stay in the quietest room though, okay? Obviously, you'll have the sound of the video and the sound of the music, but you're still going to be in that same corner of the house where you were in level 1. Okay, so we're going to see how this changes up how the quiz goes for you. So have fun with this stage. And on the count of three, you're going to go ahead and get started. 1, 2, 3, good luck. Now that we've done level 2, I want you to reflect. How did it go this round? Were you successful? What was your score? How did the score compare to level 1? Think about your thought experience. How did it feel emotionally, cognitively? How was your thinking in level 2? Was it any different from level 1? Go ahead and take a moment to reflect on your experience and your performance. All right, and now we enter our third and final level. I call this the full distraction stage. So in this level, you're going to be playing YouTube, you're going to be playing music, and catch this, you are going to be moving to the most distracting room in your house. Oh, yes. Think about it. If you have another sibling that's like doing school online and you never want to work in that room, I want you to go in that room. If your mom is listening to telenovelas while she's cooking in the kitchen, I want you to go sit at the kitchen table. I want you to go find the most distracting room in the house, the one with your animal, the one where there's the most going on. And I want you to sit down in the middle of that room. I want you to be playing your YouTube, playing your music, and I want you to take 1 minute and I want you to try to do this experience. Thanks, everybody. I hope you had a little bit of fun doing that third level. And so I want you to go ahead and pause to reflect on what was the experience like in that third round? How did the quiz go? How did your score compare? How did the experience go? How did it feel? Did it feel any different from level 2 or 1? Please take a moment to describe what was it like to be in that space with those different environmental factors while you were doing this 1 minute test. So one key takeaway I think that you should draw from today's experiment is that keeping focused can be challenging for anyone, especially in a challenging or a boring classroom. But a successful student understands how to get themselves back on track. Now, what that could mean is that you have to change the visual things around you. Maybe it's videos or things that you see that distract you, an open window. Maybe it's auditory. Maybe it's the sounds in the room, the music, the television, the siblings. Um, or maybe it's the space itself. Maybe the room that you're in has a lot to do with the ability for you to focus and sustain your attention. So these are just a couple of things to keep in mind, and we'll discuss more this week. But what I want you to know is that a successful student, they really understand how they work best. They think to themselves, how do you focus best, right? And create that space for yourself. And you will find that over time, you will feel more in control of your learning and you will feel more successful because when you know yourself, you know what you need. And when you know what you need, you can be more on task, focused, and successful in your classes. So we're going to learn more about this week. Thank you for doing these fun experiments. I can't wait to read over how it went. And I'll see you in class when we learn some more strategies for how to sustain our attention over time.